Crash on the Run is officially dead. No, this is not a statement declared by me trying to be facetious and sassy. I am saying, officially, Crash on the Run will no longer be supported. In fact, if you haven't downloaded the game, it is now likely too late for you to be able to play it on your phone or mobile device. There's a lot to go over, so let's talk about it. What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and I am back with a video that is going to be a bit of a rant, I must admit. I will try not to trail off into an angry fit, but I want to make something perfectly clear. I'm not happy. Back in March 2021, Crash on the Run, a Crash Bandicoot Mobile Runner game, launched onto Android and iOS. The game ran, pun intended, like your typical infinite runner, like Jungle Run or Subway Surfer. You used infinite runs to collect materials and craft weapons to defeat bosses on limited run levels, which then would unlock another boss and then eventually allow you access to fight the final boss of the gang that you just beat, which then would send you to the next world. The game launched with some hefty looking numbers. In 24 hours, the game garnered over 9.1 million downloads. To give you an idea as to how big that is, Super Mario Run had 5 million downloads in 24 hours. The game was slated to pass even the biggest running titans at the time, which was Sonic Dash, Temple Run, Subway Surfer, and yes, even Super Mario Run. However, after only 7 months of the game being live, the Crash on the Run account on Twitter tweeted in October 21 that the Halloween season was going to be the last season for the game and that it will go on a temporary hiatus, as they will go back to the drawing board to improve the game and have a roaring comeback in 2022. So, fast forward 14 months, and we have not heard a peep from the account since then. We had a UI update for the front page of the app, and there were some gadgets that were tested, but that was it. As time ticked on, we suspected something was wrong. I initially thought that the game had some coordination with Project Lava, or now revealed as Crash Team Rumble. So I thought that we didn't hear anything because the mobile game was being repackaged and relaunched, but relied on Crash Team Rumble to be announced first. So when that project got announced, I thought we would finally hear something from Crash on the Run. And we definitely heard something. Deafening silence. On October 16th, in the bright and happy hour of 9 a.m., Mr. Evaporation sent me a DM that looked like this. Oh no. And upon checking it out myself, I confirmed that the game was definitely delisted from the App Store. This of course caused confusion and panic across all social media if you are a fan of this game. However, if you had the game still installed on your phone or mobile device, you could still play it. So maybe things weren't as bad as we thought. Well, somehow things got worse. Multiple users actually attempted to buy purple gems, which is the currency used in-game to unlock skins and other cosmetic items, and the transactions would not go through and would cancel. Things were suddenly not looking too good. But guess what? Hope had arrived. In fact, it was such a hope, I actually thought that maybe I was right. The repackaged game waited for CT Rumble to be announced first before having some form of a rebranded relaunch. I also thought that maybe there would be a new monetization system, and that's why the transactions to buy purple gems were failing. Days before the news of the delisting, Adventure Charlie, a big fan of Crash on the Run, had reached out to player support at King to ask about updates for the game. Now I want to remind you, this was before the news broke that the game was delisted on December 16th. After the news broke that the game was delisted, Adventure Charlie reached out again, probably feeling a bit, slighted. Well, rest assured, seemingly the same King player support rep reassured them by saying the following, quote, "I must assure you, I would never intentionally lie to you in any way. We only care for helping our players, and doing something like that would jeopardize my job status. I must also assure you that the game is definitely not delisted from the Google Play Store. It appears a certain issue appeared and it's not there right now, but this isn't a permanent state of things, just a temporary issue. We will keep working on it for now, and if any news are available, we will reach back. Thanks for the patience and understanding in advance, Charlie. Well, it seems like maybe something interesting was coming behind the scenes. Maybe we were about to finally hear about this newly rebranded Crash Bandicoot mobile game. And so 2 days had passed and we finally got news from King. Oh boy, I wonder what it says. Oh no. Crash fans, it's with a heavy heart that we inform you on February 16th, 2023, we will terminate service for Crash Bandicoot on the Run. On that date, the servers will be taken down and the game will no longer be playable. From December 19th, 2022, all in-app purchases will be turned off. For any purchases made, you will have until February 16th, 2023 to make use of associated purple crystals in-game. It has meant so much to bring your favorite Crash characters to life, and we've sincerely loved making this game. Thank you for spending your time with us, and we hope you will join us in one of our many other games. Awesome! Now, typically for my videos, I try to keep myself in a happy, Looney Toony mood. But for a moment here, I want to leave that at the door. So, the game launched with better numbers than literally the biggest gaming icon of all time in a similar app archetype, stayed online for 7 months, went on a 14-month hiatus, promising more content to come, then just silently kicked the bucket and hoped no one would notice? Only making a statement after the fan base discovered that the game was no longer accessible. That's not cool. But here is the absolute worst part. When February 16th, 2023 hits, the game is Thanos-snapped out of existence. As in, the game will no longer not only be accessible on the App Store, but even if you still have the game downloaded on your device, the game will no longer be playable. Period. No offline mode, no infinite runs, nothing. Zero, zilch. Now, I get it. It's just a mobile game. Who cares, right? Well, here's the thing. According to this article here, Crash on the Run has, and this is even after a 14-month hiatus with essentially zero support and literally zero advertising, the game has 60 million downloads. 60 million. Let's do some quick imaginary and theoretical numbers. Out of that 60 million, let's say only 5% of people actually enjoyed the game and played it on at least a weekly basis. That is 3 million people affected by this change. Let's make this even smaller. If only 0.5% of people who downloaded this game still played it, that's about 300,000 people affected. You may not have liked the game, but there are people out there that do. And now they won't be able to play it ever again. This to me is incredibly frustrating and disappointing. I'm planning on making a follow-up video to this because I could go on for a long time about how upset I am. But if there's one thing that I want to see come out of this whole entire situation, it's an update that will at least allow people to play this game offline. Even if only 0.5% of people actually continue to engage with the game, at the very least, the game and all of its assets is preserved. And that to me is important in a world where lost media is becoming an increasingly difficult challenge to contend with making everything server-based and online. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.